How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews, back with yet another review and a little bit of flowery hoppiness, IPA-ness. Oh, IPA-ness. People love it when I say that in the form of Tröegs Brewing their Crimson Pistil. Yeah, I had this before on draft a while ago. It's beginning of July. As far as the dating goes in this can, I think this is about 2 months old, give or take. It is an ale brewed, an IPA brewed with hibiscus flowers. So, when I had it on draft, I wasn't blown away, but I was about 5 beers deep when I had it. So I'm not going to sit there and act like I kind of remember exactly what was going on when you throw this in the mix of something after having a bunch of other ones. It doesn't kind of come off what it should, or at least enough to kind of form an opinion. So let's give it a whirl, see what she's got. As far as what else it says on the label, it says Crimson Pistil. It's ale brewed with hibiscus flowers. It's an IPA, handcrafted, Tröegs, PA, 6.2% alcohol by volume. It is a Azaka Nugget and Vic Secret hopped. So a little bit U.S. versus Australia going on. Hop vines are going up to 6 inches a day. Hibiscus is in full bloom, and in Crimson Pistil, to get in the glorious tangle of berry-like tanginess, sunset technicolor, and sticky tropical notes. It's kind of like just taking what those hops are in there and kind of repeating that on the label, and it is what it is. Label-wise, it's kind of cool. I like it. Silver can, red. I like it. Words. Let's throw this in there. See what she's got. Now, the flower thing, well, the color. How much hibiscus are they putting in there? I mean, based off the color of this, it's got to be a ton. Other than them artificially coloring it. Let me go back to the ingredient and see if it actually talks about that. Let's see. It just says, color crimson. You know what I mean? 6.2% alcohol by volume. Government warning. It doesn't say anything about color added to it. I could definitely see a color added thing going on with this, because if you're talking about just flowers in general, unless the flavor comes off huge, that's pretty vibrant color for an IPA. Anyway, 2 fingers, just off weight head. It's not getting a ton of that reddish color through it. I think it might even be a reflection of the beer itself, so take that for what it's worth. Pretty creamy stuff, and yeah, that looks like kind of, a little bit of raspberry iced tea like in color. So, yeah, if you're talking about, okay, flower-based color, typically you're talking about sitting here and talking about hibiscus flowers. Kind of makes sense. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. Yeah, kind of a sweet, melony, fruity hoppiness. Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing too overtly bittering either. Yeah, it's that sweet kind of melon. Maybe a sweet little peachiness. A sweet maltiness. And that's pretty much it. Not much to flower to speak of. A little bit of kind of fruity hops. Definitely come out from kind of that melony, kind of fruity, Vic Secret-y kind of thing going on. Not overly spicy. So yeah, she smells good. She looks interesting. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Definitely fruit leading. Definite melon. You're getting, I want to say floral hops. I don't know if that's just because of that hibiscus is making me want to say that, but it does have this bright, perfumey kind of hoppiness to it. Melon abounds, like not necessarily like a melon / stone fruity tropical thing going on here. Maybe a little nondescript kind of stone fruitiness going on, just to kind of add to that to keep it just outside of the just straight tropical range. But there's this kind of floralness to it. Is that coming from the hibiscus? I gotta say, as far as I'm concerned, yeah. It's actually coming out pretty fucking fun right now, to be perfectly honest with you. A little bit of bittering there. Definitely skewing more sweet than anything else. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of bittering outside of the normal hop presence too. Again, is it coming from the hibiscus? Where else is it coming from? I don't know. But everything's coming off pretty organic too. It doesn't come off like kind of synthetic or kind of tinged or whatever. I mean, I lit into it going, oh, I don't know, that color kind of looks like, meh, I don't know. Maybe they're putting a little food coloring or trying to kind of tweak this beer to look a specific way to match what they're calling it, which is a flower-based IPA. I think it's all coming from organic bits and pieces. I'm not going to sit here and say this tastes synthetic in any way. There's a lot of breweries that end up coming off synthetic for me. Ballast Point is one of them. A lot of their kind of fruity notes, a lot of their kind of adjuncty notes come off syrupy, kind of added syrup kind of vibe to me. And that's actually a lot of what they've done, or what I've heard they've done. Let's put it that way. This comes off way super organic, comes off real, comes off flowery, floral, and that nice hop presence doesn't suck. This is actually a really fucking tasty beer. Nice mouthfeel to it. Nothing super dense. Nothing super thin. Very subtle carbonation, but I think it works for this beer. That floralness of the beer itself comes off bright enough to kind of... And that's actually the subtle hand here, I think, which is the best part about the beer. It comes off enough to where you know it's there, but not too much. Because that... And I don't think I said this at the beginning, but when you're working with flowers in food... It's hard. It's a subtle flavor that you do have to use quite a bit of them to make it work. But if you go too much, if you go a little bit too overboard, it can get really fucking bad, really fucking quick. Too much, too intense. That's not the case with this beer. The hibiscus comes off nice, light, and floral as it should. The hops are nice, sweet, but at the same time not even close to cloying, and just end up being a nice complement to make it go kind of back and forth and just scream to you that this is actually a summer beer. This is actually pretty tasty stuff. The bittering is nice. It's lower than the sweetness, so it kind of works for me. It's light. It's refreshing. I like it. I really enjoy this beer. And like I said, I had it on draft. The place I had it on draft, like I said, I had it on a couple, after about 4 or 5 different beers that are quite a bit bigger than this, and it was also a place their lines are notoriously not the best in the world. So I kind of was like, okay, whatever. But when I saw this, at a local place, I was like, I'm going to pick it up, give it another whirl, see what's what. Get back to reviewing a little bit different than just beers that are sent to me by people that live in places where rare beer kind of magically appears, and just get a little bit back to our roots, if you will. There's a joke in there I can't think of. Flowers, roots, whatever. I like it. Is it going to blow you away if you love hops? Let's get to that point. Let's just cut to the chase. I talked about it enough. Is it one of the better... I'm not going to say it's one of the better IPAs I've had as of late. Is it one of the better adjunct-laden IPAs I've had as of late? I want to say yes. Not the best, but that complementary kind of cohesiveness between that kind of hibiscus and the actual beer itself and the hops. I should say more than the beer itself. It just works for me. I like it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's tasty. It's just not on a hop 2x4 to the face. So yes, it's up there. Not my favorite. One of the better ones I've had. Value and availability. It's readily available in my area. I'm lucky enough to have Tröegs about an hour and a half away from me, so I get a wide distribution of all their beers. But I mean, if you see Tröegs products, chances are you're going to see this beer. And just say, if you like what, will you like this? If you like interesting, well-made beers, if you like lighter beers, and I guess that's the point I was trying to get to, is that as an IPA and what IPAs stand for what people think they stand for nowadays, is it going to really kind of make your nipples hard and get your butthole a little tight and balls kind of tingling? No, because it's not a hot 2x4 to the face. It is a bit more kind of nuanced, a bit more subtle in what it's delivering, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's a tasty thing, and I think it's a positive thing. I mean, Tröegs have always been a bit more of a Puritan kind of brewery. They do have their kind of, they have the Barrel Age series. They do some hop, different stuff with Nimble Giant and, old school stuff like Nugget Nectar. But at the same time, their core line and what they do from their scratch series and whatnot tends to be a little bit more kind of close to the vest, old school style stuff. And that can be viewed as a negative. But I honestly view it as a positive, being that they just kind of... they just don't get. They try not to get out in left field too much. And while people love their crazy kooky madooky fucking pastry stouts and bonkers crazy hop soups, it's nice to see subtle and nuanced. And if you like interesting, well made, thoughtful, nuanced beer, then you'll like this. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers, all 4 of those places. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little semi-homegrownness right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.